That's my tactic board for your match on Saturday. Get off.
Yeah.
Are we looking where you playing?
I'm not in net. That's the next match as well.
That's on Saturday, yeah. I'm going to bench you on Saturday. Because you were walking, arguing with the referee too much.
Alright, let's
Get off your tactic board. Right, last few. Are you rolling, yeah? Oh, was you rolling all the way through that? All right, cheers. Cheers, mate.
Johnny on the beat.
Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to the Generation Red podcast. I go by the name of Lewis Briggs, and I'm joined, as always, by the man whose podcast this actually is, and I'm just a guest part of this.
Myles.
And we've got a very, very special guest in the building today. Alex, cheers for joining us, mate.
No, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
First of all, mate, great game on Saturday.
Felt good. We know we've conceded too many goals this year as a group, and for me to see the team working in sync like that is probably what the gaffer wants us all to be doing continuously. Obviously, it's been such an up and down year, but no, we dug in. We knew what we wanted to do, and the lads were full in tune with it. And you know, for me, when the lads are playing like that, I don't really have many saves to make, so it was nice. It was nice to be involved in.
Nice to get a clean sheet.
Not had many this year, but when they come, I celebrate them, let me tell you.
Is it hard as a goalkeeper when the defence, because obviously we had loads of injuries this year as well,
Yeah.
which has been a nightmare. Is it hard as a goalkeeper when the defence, you know, changes week in, week out, and just getting a rhythm going between you as well?
Of course it is. That's the team as well. You know, you see even subs in the game, it's rarely the back line that gets changed. It's always usually the front line or the midfielders that, you know, if they need more energy or something like that. So when we've had the amount of injuries we've had to lads, you know, and key players, it's been tough. It's been a lot for the boys. You know, the squad wasn't massive anyway. Yeah. You know, we've got some quality in there, unbelievable amount of quality. It's just we've not been able to consistently put that out on the pitch.
I know it's not been the most ideal season for Salford. I think for me and you especially, I look on this season quite fondly because this is the first season you've been a proper Salford fan, innit?
Yeah.
It's first season ticket. Have you enjoyed it being here?
Yeah.
What's been your best part of it?
This part right now. What are you doing right now?
What, doing the interview?
Say Leeds United, Leeds United.
Leeds.
That was a good game. But I think, like, you know, even the fact you've come on the podcast is, you know, we've been going United for years, haven't we? And then we've come here, and it feels like you're a part of the club straight away, and that's purely down to the players, the staff, and everyone. Is that right through the club? Like, is it a top bunch of lads in general anyway?
I mean, I just said to you before, the group of lads that probably the reason why I signed here permanently is because the group that we've got, the community feel what they do away from the football pitch as well. And you know, like this, like you don't get this at a lot of clubs. You don't, and I'd love to say you do, but you just don't. And at the end of the day, the lads know you just pay your money to come and watch us play, and you know we want you to have a feel. Want you to be a part of our lives as well because, you know, we're massively a part of yours.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's good, isn't it? Because you love coming and just little things like getting the players' autographs at the end of games. And Kelly M.I. sat with you and had a chat with you the other day, didn't he?
Did he?
Calls you the GOAT all the time, every time he walks past you. But it's little things like that, even when, you know, Myles is who's your favourite player?
Callum.
And when Callum was injured, he'd come and chat to Myles and stuff like that. I think, I say this to people all the time, especially because we're from Salford. And a lot of my mates never come to the stadium. They don't even watch Salford. But I feel like they're missing a lot of things by not coming here. I mean, I won't lie. I've been coming to Salford on and off for years, but never been a season ticket holder. It was we came to one friendly, didn't we, this year? Came to Bolton. And you just fell straight in love, didn't you?
And you bought me an adult ticket.
Yeah, I bought him an adult season ticket. That was a mistake. Yeah. Cheers for that, Myles. That's not happening next season. Just before we sort of delve into your career, what was it like? You came to Salford from Fleetwood.
Yeah.
What was that like? Because of the class of '92 thing and everything. Like, is it completely different?
It's definitely a big sell. You can't. It can't not be.
Yeah.
I mean, the legends of the game. Do you know what I mean? They're known everywhere. So when you know they want to sign you as a player, you've got to at least have the conversation. And obviously, it was a loan to start with. Yeah. And you were doing okay in the league at the time, but like, you know, when I knew they wanted me to sign to help them push for where they wanted to get to, which was minimum playoffs, I was like, I've got to have a go at this because I think everyone in football looks from afar at Salford. I think you'd be stupid not to. You want to see what past players, what's going on, and like you say, you only have to come down. I think especially this season, like it's sort of it could be something that now propels us on even further because of the togetherness of the community, the players, and like so Myles rooting us on every week. Like we love that. That's for sure.
He's turned into a bit of an hooligan, you haven't you?
Have you?
His biggest thing this season was I didn't let him pitch invade against Leeds.
Oh.
He was upset with me for a few weeks on that one. Yeah.
You'd have been on my shoulders, mate, if that had happened.
But it's I think, like you say, coming from obviously Fleetwood were in League One when you came down. Was that sort of part of the thinking as well? Obviously, Salford were doing really well at the time as well, and we did have a great playoff run. Was it sort of something you had to think on, or was it just an automatic, like, I like the project, I like the idea?
Exactly that. I like the project, I like the idea. I already knew Simon Wiles from when I worked with him before. I had a brief chat with him. I had a chat with the manager at the time. The way they played, the way that I'd watched. I knew a few lads as well. I knew Ash Eastham. I was at Fleetwood with Ash Eastham. And they said it could be brilliant, this. So why not jump on the journey, which I have done.
I think that's why, I mean, I don't know about yourself, Myles. One of the things I love League Two for as well, and I think more players need to do this, especially like you've come down from League One, but then this season we've had like Troy Deener, Charlie Austin in League Two, and I think a lot of players, even the ones that have played in the Premier League, they just seem to retire when they're not getting in the team at 31, 32. Like, come to League Two, come to League One. Like, the football here. I mean, the fact there's no VAR, I'll take that every single day in life. God, I can't stand VAR. But the level of football is brilliant.
Yeah.
And is it good when you're playing in League Two and you come up against Charlie Austin, for example, who's, he was a phenomenal Premier League striker at one point in his career. Is it exciting when players like that come into the league you're in as well? Yeah,
of course it is. I mean, sort of when they come down, you've also automatically got a bit of like, we want to get one over on them. You do, and that's just surely human nature. Like, you want to get one over on somebody that is probably better than the level. Do you know what I mean? Like you say, like Charlie Austin and that, who've been unbelievable players and pros, but you want to beat them. And like when we played against Leeds and stuff like that, and Burnley, you want to test yourself against the best, and that doesn't matter whether you're 21, 31. You still want to play against the best and try and be the best.
Be good for it to keep filtering down through the leagues as well. Like you say, the players who've been at the top are sort of coming down. It helps football, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
Especially like young lads. But you liked it when we played Man United here as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Seeing all the young lads. What's that like when you go? Because obviously it was only the under-21s, but there was still Kobe Mainoo in the squad there.
That's right. It's weird because obviously at that point we'd actually had loads of injuries, didn't we? Like a lot of us were in the stand watching, and you're seeing that it's like, these are going to be elite. Like, these are going to be the ones that are going for 60, 70, 80 million pounds. So when you come against that, or you see it, and you're like, oh, it's nice to actually see it from afar and go, oh, he's going to be a player. Yeah. He's going to be this. He's going to be that. And then you see Kobe doing. Can you tell straight away when you're watching him? You just know somebody's got something about them. Yeah. You just know. And for me, it's especially when you're playing in them games, it's the attitude of what they bring. If they've got the attitude, then you know they're going to have some sort of career, whatever level that is. Because especially like, the percentages of people actually making a professional career anyway, no matter what level it is. But yeah, coming against teams like that, it's always nice to see what type of players. Who's your favourite United player?
Highland.
Yeah?
Highland.
Yeah.
Because you're a striker.
Yeah. I thought you were on about you. I thought you were a goalkeeper now. Yeah.
He's in a striker about match where he want to be a goalkeeper.
Should we talk about this? Right.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of things that need to get cleared.
I feel like we need to air this out.
The only reason why he don't let me know is because he's saying, I was in net first year and this kid took over, and then it's like, you can't just take over his place. He took over my place, so I can't take it back.
Right. Open and honest. So he played in net for my team last year, and he won goalkeeper of the year. So you're a phenomenal one-on-one shot stopper, but you're better out of net.
Nah.
I'm hearing there's some assists on here. Listen, every goalkeeper wants to be an outfield player deep down. I don't care what anyone says. I still think I can be a striker in that out there.
What I've said to him is, obviously I'm his dad anyway, but I'm a coach of his team. So what I've said to you is, get some outfield experience and then make your decision of where you want to play.
I have. When the season finished, everyone's positioning up for grabs, and I'm aiming for that goalkeeper spot then.
Right, if you want to go in goal next season, you can.
Right. And I'm going in for the final moment. What?
You can't just walk and go in the final.
Yeah, I can.
We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be
I'm guessing when you was so you're 8 now. Did you always want to be a goalkeeper, or was that sort of
outfield? I was an outfield player till 13, 12, 13. Yeah, I think it was 12, 13, because that's when I had a year in net. then just to help the team out.
Yeah.
Just because our goalkeeper literally walked off one day, so I'm done with it. So that was the training before the game. Sunday League Hyde Park nights, I'll never forget it. And then I've said, I'll go in for the net. I'll go in net for the game, and I didn't come out then. Didn't come out. I was like, and I did. Funnily enough, my mum and dad were like, we don't want you to go in net. Then it was frowned upon. Now I'm like, go in net. Like, I want everyone to go in net. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's the thing I found, especially with coaching his age. Like, it seems to be a lot of parents who are like, don't be a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But I think if you want to be, same with yourself, if you want to be a goalkeeper, I'll actively let you be a goalkeeper. But I just want you to get experience playing every position and then choose which one is.
Alright, so next year I'm going to play left wing, then right wing, then midfield, then, yeah.
There you go, yeah. What I tried to do with my lot is, obviously grassroots football is, the pressure's mad on kids.
I know.
So you're underrated. The league don't count realistic what they do, but they don't announce league tables and things like that. It's all about fun in it at the minute. But we started as a low ability squad. We only started a year ago, and you've been promoted and got a cup final. But that's because you're working hard and enjoying it. But I'm trying to get to you to say, like, don't worry, if you want to go in net for a game, go in net for a game. If you want to go up front, go up front. I think that's important, especially with, we'll talk about the Kick On Academy anyway, but
yeah.
I guess you see that with kids this age anyway.
Massively. I love doing that now away from it, because I see obviously parents come up to me and speak about, you know, kids who've had a bad week or whatever like that, and when I do the Kick On Academy, it's not about level, it's about, let's try and make you better, for one. But two, it's like, let's have full enjoyment. So if they make a save, we celebrate it. We properly celebrate. If you're waiting for your turn in there and the keeper makes a worldie, I'm like, celebrate it, enjoy it, because it's why we play the game. It's why I became a professional. And well, I was lucky to become a professional. But first and foremost, you enjoy the game because you love the game so much, especially at grassroots level.
100%. And I always say to you, don't I, like, enjoy it, because when you get to 13, 14, 15, that's when the pressure of football comes in. Especially when it's like, you know, there's a couple kids in our team who've had trials at places, and you can already see the pressure they're getting from not just friends. I mean, Jamie, the cameraman here, your son's at an elite academy at the minute, and you said yourself, like, when people come around the house, the first thing they say is, how's the football going? It's not, how are you? It's
just about the football.
Rather than the kid.
Rather than, like, what else have you got going on?
Yeah.
So then they that's what they value themselves as. Like,
as the footballer.
Just the football, and they're right.
And there's more, so much more to life.
Slippery slope, innit?
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. There's pressure on everything like that. And for me, like, if you enjoy it, keep doing it. If you don't enjoy it, go do something else. Like, that's it. That's football in general.
And that's why I keep telling you to have an experience at a goal.
I'm going to say something.
Go on.
A minute ago you said, if you want to go in net for a match, go in net, and I'll go in net for the final.
This is what I have to do with on a day-to-day basis.
Not a fair point. Not a fair point.
Honestly, you're one of the referees came over the week, didn't he? And he was arguing with the referee. He argues with the referee every week, don't you? And he came over and he went, he's the most animated kid I've ever refereed in my life. Yeah. So you need to learn.
What do you say on the pitch to the refs, Myles?
Yeah, you don't need to know.
You don't need to know. you can look at Alex, mate. You don't have to. Are you nervous?
No. I don't even know what I say. Yeah.
You did shout to him how much you're being paid the other week. That was a big one.
No, that was Jake.
He's an animated, passionate.
I love all that. Love all that.
Just going back to the Leeds game, because I know that was your favourite game this season, wasn't it? Or the Crew game as well. You loved, because he did a bit of work for the club.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. That was good. That.
When I walked out with you.
Yeah.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Yeah,
You
you did.
walked out together, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. It's
But
good to have you.
the Leeds game was phenomenal. There's nothing. You came from the Leeds Academy. What was that like going through?
Yeah, I mean, because I started so late.
Yeah.
I didn't get into the academy system at 13. I had a year playing for Sunday League in the net, and then luckily got picked up by Leeds United Academy, which was a bit of a whirlwind, but it never felt real.
Yeah.
So the lads had been there from like 7 or 8, and I just joined their team at 13, 14, and technically not great compared to the keepers that had been there from the get-go.
Yeah.
But I flipped to Kick On Academy. It's probably the reason why I've half set that up, knowing what I felt like going into that system and what the training was like. But yeah, coming through there and then obviously playing against them. I mean, I'd had opportunity. I played against them before, but I was on the bench when we were at Rotherham in the cup, and then to be able to play against them, especially just dropping down from the Premier League and then looking like this is a chance to go back up again, was the highlight of my career.
Fantastic game. It was honestly one of the better, like in general, of all the football matches I've ever watched. It was just that, and the Peterborough game as well. Was,
the Peterborough game, yeah.
That was first time I've seen Myles cry at the end of a game. That wasn't it?
Well, what?
Peterborough.
Did I?
Yeah, when we lost on penalties.
Oh, I thought we'd done it as well. I thought
we
we'd done
should
it.
have.
Yeah, I know. I thought we'd
No.
done it.
That was 4 minutes. It was 2 minutes of added time.
Yeah.
And we played 4 extra minutes.
I think I saw something on X. Did you put something on X after the game? And I was like, yes, the time was ridiculous.
Well, we was sat because we sit in the north stand right on the halfway line, and not to controversially say it, but I heard the linesman say 30 seconds in his earpiece, and the goal was about 1 minute 10 after that.
Wow.
So we actually heard him say 30 seconds remaining on his earpiece.
Wow.
But yeah, that was but I think that's one thing this season, obviously, like you say, it's not been amazing in regards to the league, but some of the experience we've had, cup games, especially the Carabao Cup, was like, was a good run. That 100%. Does that kick you on for? It was difficult as well, I'm guessing, because of the amount of injuries we had. But the fact he's managed to pull through so many games like that.
It was the Burnley one where we really didn't need that Burnley game at that time. And to be fair, like we had even not trained with us before that week, because we were like, we just need to fill the slots. And like Tosin played, and he'd done all right, to be fair to him, his first ever game, and we played Burnley, and I was like this is hard just to throw him in there. Yeah. So it was difficult, because we were like down on our knees a little bit when we played Burnley. It was a poor time. We sort of lost the game in the first half, but like what I have seen with the group is when the chips have been down, lads have stepped up, and I know they've come together. I look at Stockport away as well, like that. And we drew 0-0, and we probably had the better of chances. We had a couple of half chances, and that was when Junior first made his mark. And I was like, we said like Junior needs to be with us from now, because he's got something that not many have in this league. And it's been tough, and we've had some tough moments. But I did see a togetherness in this group when the players banded together. It's been nice to see. But then obviously you want to be successful. You want to be pushing for promotion. Of course you do. But
I think that's the thing this season, when you've watched, especially games, even like the Wrexham game here, like when we're on it, you can see what the manager's trying to do and the way it's laid out. We can beat anyone in the league.
I agree.
And some of the big games we've had this season, Stockport, we took 2 points off Stockport, who would, at the time when we played them away, they were battering everyone 5 or 6-0. So you can see there is something in the squad, especially after the campaign we had last year. It's not fell overnight, you know what I mean? It's just one of them seasons in football. Every club has them.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think the fact, we're safe. I always knew we was going to be safe anyway. I know mathematically we could have gone down, but
we were like that in the dressing room though. Yeah. Like we were like, we know we're good enough to stay up, but the good enough isn't good enough. Do you know what I mean? Like you need to make sure you get mathematically safe before. I mean, we should have done it a lot earlier than what we did, but obviously the teams below us were scrapping. In the Sutton game, the scrappy, horrible game. Yeah. But in all fairness, our stadium pitch suits them to come and have a war. We did it to Wrexham, we did it to Barrow, so we could definitely go up against anyone when you go to war. But it was definitely a game where I thought if we'd have won that, we'd have just been done, and we could actually start building things for next year then.
Yeah, putting more things in place.
Yeah, of course.
What's it like when you go against, Wrexham have done phenomenal back-to-back promotions. Is that sort of for a player's perspective, is it sort of like a novelty game playing against them? Obviously, you're going to want to beat them, but the fanfare and...
Yeah, when we went down to their place, I felt like we should have beat them there.
Yeah, we should.
Wait.
But yeah, the Wrexham game, we went down to Wrexham, didn't we?
Did you enjoy that?
No.
I did until the last 5 minutes.
It felt like we were... the first 25 minutes of that Wrexham game, we were unreal. Yeah. I think that's some of the best football we've played all season. And obviously they got back in with a goal, and then it just sort of... It was that period, wasn't it, for Salford around... What was it, back end of October?
Yeah, it was a difficult... We had that like little bit of softness about us where teams were like, well, we only need to get... Even if they go 1-0 up, we'll score 2 past them. And that's... To be fair, that's what, the new gaffers made us more resilient. We still conceded goals, but we've not lost really from many winning positions. So yeah, that's something that we've sort of we know is in us. It's in us as a group. It was just a matter of believing that we're going to blow teams away now. We're not just going to let them off the hook. And I think the Wrexham game was we played some great stuff, like you say, but then like the fan base there and that just started sucking you into the goal, and you could just see us dropping deeper and deeper. And I was like, oh,
it's a loud. Like the Wrexham atmosphere, which to talk about, it is there. Like you can feel it in the stadium. It's a great one for League Two. But I think it was great. Obviously, the Welcome to Wrexham documentary was I couldn't do it because we had a game, didn't we? But Samir, who we do the podcast, he's on the new series, funnily enough. But it was nice for us as Salford fans because we're usually the ones getting the whole class of 92
Yeah.
and da-da-da-da. It was nice to have a team in the league that have got that similar sort of thing.
I know what you mean. Because that's one thing about this club. Everyone wants to beat Salford because of who they are, and I think this year's shown everyone that, obviously now Wrexham are the team to beat, and sort of they've had a motivation to beat them every time. When we beat them here, I was like, it felt nice because we were on a good run at the time as well, and it was big for us, especially for safety.
Well. It's the only game you've missed at home, isn't it?
What?
Is it the Wrexham game?
He had his mate's birthday.
Did you?
Wait. Oh yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a good birthday? Good party?
Wasn't as good as Salford and Wrexham, I'll tell you that. But that little run that we had there. Obviously, Carl came in, and it felt like it was an immediate change.
Yeah.
Like everything just changed. I think obviously Neil. I actually worked with Neil when I was at United. Great guy. I think the way he loves to play football.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of, especially last season.
Yeah, I agree.
And I actually worked with the academy that he won the FA Youth Cup with as well.
Yeah.
So I've seen the way he likes to play football, and I thought it would really work coming at Salford. I think one of the big issues is obviously the injuries and everything just didn't seem to work.
Yeah.
But the manager change in the middle of the season, what's that like for a player? Is it confusing? Is it?
It's not like obviously the lads like the old gaffer as well. Like there was no love lost. Like in terms of like it was good for us. It just with managers, with players, there's always some time they need a change, and we were obviously going down a very slippery slope, and we knew we were always good enough to be well away from that. We should be obviously mid to high end of the table. And don't get me wrong, it's a bit of a reality check for a player. It's not just about the manager. It's a bit like, hang on a minute, we've not been performing.
Yeah.
Like we've not been doing what the gaffer's been asking of us, because we know it works, because it worked last year. We were blowing teams away. So it's down to the players as much, and the manager's the one that gets the sack. And then the gaffer came in and he just put us straight on the front foot. There was non-negotiables that were just set out, and it was the right thing to do at the right time. We were all looking at, if it had happened a little bit sooner, would we have had a playoff push? When we're on that run.
Yeah.
But then it's like with the injuries over the ski, because even after Gaffer, I think after we had our sort of 8 to 10 game period where we got loads of good results, we went through another injury crisis where loads of lads got injured in suspension. So it just kept going round and round, and it's been a tough one, but a good one in the same breath.
Yeah. I mean, it's great the club like Salford can get. I mean, when the odds of who was the next manager started coming through, Carl wasn't even sort of mentioned.
Yeah.
I personally didn't think we'd be able to bring him to League Two. When someone like Carl Robinson, who's he's won promotion, he had a great run with NK Dons. Was he assistant manager at Leeds with Sam Allardyce?
Yes, he was. Yeah.
So someone of that level coming in, I'm guessing that's a sort of a boost for the players as well. Of like we've got. Obviously, no disrespect to Neil Wood as well, but it's a manager that's been in League Two, League One, the Championship.
So, somebody that just understands the position we were in.
Yeah.
He's played more games than most in terms of management wise. So he knows what exactly we needed to get us away from the nonsense that we were in, really, which was a relegation battle. But he knew what we needed, identified that, and I think over this next course of, I'd say probably next season going into next year, I think there's something to be excited about.
Definitely, you're excited for it. I'm guessing last game by the time this goes out will be Saturday. Are you excited for the sort of just the reset and the break and then going straight into the next season?
Yeah, I think all of us need it, and all of us sort of deserve it, especially the lads that have churned out the games, the lads that have been sort of there to be called upon. I think, like Matt Smith, he's played near enough.
Yeah.
He's been available as well. He's had a great season, and do you know what, Smudge is? Like, what a guy. What a guy, what a person, what a guy to have in the dressing room with, and you just know what you're going to get out of him. Really great guy. So like the likes of him and even the lads that have churned out anything more than 40 games this year, and you think from where we slogging it out, knowing that I just look at the I remember there's just the Stockport game, we were in the hotel before, this little insight to what it's like as a player, and we weren't sure whether a couple of lads were going to be doing the fitness test, we weren't sure if they were fit, likes of I think Stevie Mallon was a touch and go at that point, and Stevie then was like, I can't play, he was unfit, failed the fitness test, so we were like, we literally had no midfield, and then Humbles came in and played well, to be fair, done well. So it's there's some exciting times ahead now. It's it's good to get a little break now and reset and see where we go for next year.
Definitely, and like you say, people like Humbles coming in, juniors coming as well. Kelly and Myles had his first proper Salford this season.
Kells.
We've had some good young. I like the look of Kyrie Mitchell when he played his day here. Like there's some good young lads coming through, which coming into the squad for next season. It's obviously going to give us a boost as well, because they'll have more games under the belt as well.
Of course, there's a Myles coming through. In what, goalkeeper or striker?
What?
You're going to play for us in net, or do you want to take my position for a game?
Yeah.
On Saturday.
Yeah.
Just on sort of your position, what do you think is sort of like the best mentality for a goalkeeper, especially if you're this age trying to come through now?
Like, I've been asked this question before, right? And when I've thought about it, it's like, don't be afraid to make mistakes because we're all going to make them. And that's the only thing with the goalkeeper is when you make a mistake, it's usually in the back of your net.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously I work with young keepers now, and I'm like, if a ball goes in the net,
Just
move
let it
on.
go, yeah.
It's in. We've got nothing you can do about it now, whether it be a poor refereeing decision, which Myles has said the referees aren't great. If it's a poor refereeing decision, whatever it may be, wipe your hands with it because you've still got potentially 80 minutes to play or whatever you've got left on the clock. So for me, it's just when you concede a goal, learn from it, but move on as quickly as you can.
Save the next one.
Save the next one. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Say this what you should be listening to.
Save the next one. Don't worry about the last one.
Take it in and you can play in the final.
Alright.
What's the biggest thing you've had to sort of adapt to being a goalkeeper?
Probably. Do you know what? Probably knowing the position. So I've started late. Is obviously knowing the position is like you're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
That's part and parcel of it. But then like little things like little tiny adjustments. We were speaking to me and Q were talking about there about little adjustments as a goalkeeper, knowing to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And how do you make that happen? You know, all them things. But that comes with experience as well and time in the position.
I think a lot of people think being a goalkeeper is just putting gloves on and standing in goal, isn't it? Like,
I wish it was. I wish it was. It'd be a lot easier, let me tell you.
I honestly think it's the toughest position on the pitch. You know, you can make a mistake all over the pitch. You make a mistake as a goalkeeper, like you said before, it's in the back of the net.
Well, you look at Newport game at the weekend, I've not really had a shot to save. Yeah. But in the 90th minute, if they come up and have a corner or whatever, and I've got to make a save or even just coming for a cross, you know, they're the little things that you expect your goalkeeper to do.
Yeah.
But, you know, and that's one thing, it's probably the mental stuff with the goalkeeper. Like, if you've got to be mentally tough to go, because you might not do anything for 5 games straight, but then there might be another game. You know, this season we were on an unbelievable run, and then we go to Swindon and got battered, and then that's probably been my best game for the club in terms of saves made.
Just swings and roundabouts.
It's always swings and roundabouts with it, without a doubt.
Because like even on the Leeds game, like I said this on the podcast we did at the time, but some of the saves you made in that literally kept us in the game. Like it was unreal, mate.
No, thank you.
And you know, I said this on the other podcast as well. We were saying it went well. For me anyway, signing the season has been yourself this year.
No,
I know you were saying last year on loan, but I think the fact we managed to retain you on a permanent and what you've done this year has been.
Thank you, and I appreciate that because it's nice to see your work get recognised because that's what it is at the end of the day. It's my work to be, not just that. It's the club that I signed for. Obviously, that when I signed permanently, I was like for what we'd done the previous and the club atmosphere and the buzz and like say you like yourselves doing the pods and stuff like that. It all adds to you wanting to be at a club. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's good. I think that's the thing with the fans as well. Like it's easy when you're in a team, especially a team that's having an up and down season.
Yeah.
A lot of them automatically blame the goalkeeper. Yeah. And I think, especially me, when I'm chatting to fans here, everyone's always got praise. It's never, that was your fault or you know, rubbish or whatever you hear at every other club. But like, the fans have always been, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter as well, like we put a poll out saying who was signing the season and you won it clearly.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
So I think it's great to know, obviously, as a goalkeeper.
Yeah,
well.
it's nice. It's nice. I can tell the lads now that they need to do more work to stop me from doing so much work.
Yeah. Last few. So, what's the importance of a goalkeeper of having? I always talk to you about being a goalkeeper and communication with your defence.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, a lot of people just assume it's put a pair of gloves on, stop the shot from going in, but the amount of work that goes in, and you're essentially directing the play of football from the back, which a lot of people don't realise. How important is that in a game?
It's massive because you got to trust each other. Like the combination between your back lads, and it's not just that. It's like the whole team needs to know what I'm going to do when the ball comes back to me. Vice versa, when the ball goes over the top, I need to know that Theo Tilty's going to be in that channel to to stop that ball from coming to me. And if I'm too high and they're favourite, and you've seen it many a times on all the bloopers where they come together and it's through ball, and I mean. I know some teams this year have had real problems with that, and that's something that I can honestly say we've been quite good at this year, where the connection between us has been. I know we've conceded goals, but the communication has been pretty decent between us. We know what's been expected of us, and we know we concede goals, but the good lads that want to work. So we know we're going to be. The communication's massive. It's everything that, especially to be a good goalkeeper and be a good team. The communication between the lines has to be nailed on.
Yeah. So that's one of your best things in goal. I will give you some credit at some point, Myles. I give you credit all the time.
Not when? When's the last time you did that?
You're getting it now. You're getting some praise.
Yeah. I was going to say, one of the best things you've got about being a goalkeeper is you shout. You're like your authority when a ball comes in. You'll shout keepers. You'll tell your defenders to go wide when you want to play a ball out.
Hey, can I tell you something?
Go on.
One match, yeah, I made a lot of saves, and you just clap your hands like that. And when one of our players scored, you just started celebrating all around.
What, do you want me to celebrate every save you make?
No.
Yeah. That's Myles. The answer to that is yes, because if you're going to be a goalkeeper, we celebrate the saves.
When you make a save, I'll go like, well done, Myles, what a save that was. But
Yeah, definitely.
obviously, a goal causes a different reaction. I think I'm Jose Mourinho when he goes and I start running up and down the pitch.
Yeah, I mean,
But that's like giving you a bit of credit, mate. I told you, communication as a goalkeeper is very important.
As Roy Keane well says, he's well known for saying it's our job to make saves. It's our job. It's what he gets paid to do. So we've got to make saves all the time, mate. Show me your next save and I'll make sure I celebrate. I'll send you my celebration.
Next time you go in goal, I'll video your performance.
Yeah, and I'll do a little knee slide for you, anything, mate. A big celebration for a big save.
If you had a chance now to bump into yourself at Leeds as a kid, what's the best bit of advice you'd give yourself as a goalie?
That's a great question. Trust yourself, trust your talent, because, like I say, the life of a footballer is so up and down. Yeah. It's never ever, and you try and keep yourself consistent as a person, and that's like for me one thing I'd like to say I've always been consistent as a person. So that's trust in your ability and trust in the process the process for myself, because it's led me to play over 300 games and have the career that I've had so far.
And what would you say to any sort of kids of Myles' age and up who are just going into sort of academy level? What's one thing you would say?
Enjoy every single minute of the grassroots. I still remember grassroots games for fun. Like me and my brother, I used to play in my brother's team a year older, and we just remember playing. Like we can go through games that we played, games that we'd won 30-0, games that we'd just won, and we still speak to there's still a few of us that still speak to each other now, and so just enjoy every minute of it, because if you get picked up and you are lucky enough to be picked up, it's amazing. But I mean, I was lucky because I had all my grassroots level, and then I got into the academy system. Yeah.
Wait. When's the final? When's our final?
End of May.
Alright, so will there be scouts there?
Probably, yeah. There's scouts at all your games because of your age.
Alright. So tell him I'm getting scouted.
Oh, you are?
You want me to just tell the scout him?
Yeah. Tell him the best players.
Tell him the best players.
Yeah, and let me go in next so I have to get scouted, yeah?
I'm going to put you in net for one game this season.
And that's the play. And that's the final.
That's not the final, no.
Yeah,
you can't take the goalkeeper that's played 25 games this season and swap him because you're my son.
Yeah, I'm better.
Fair enough, right?
That's
Shots called there. To be fair, you've sort of answered that question, which was the importance of grassroots football.
Yeah.
Especially, like you say, kids who are actively saying, they want to be professional footballers and stuff. A lot of my friends that I've still got now are people I was playing with when I was 5 and 6, and I still play with now. Like, I feel like the importance of it from me and my perspective is just enjoy it, because the pressure gets there as you get older. But someone who's been through grassroots, how long did you play grassroots football for?
So I started young, going to what would my first team be? My first team was actually Armthorpe Rovers, which is a team based in Donny, and then I moved on to I can't remember what age I even was. Yeah. But from when I was 2-year-old, I wanted to kick a football. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like that, always playing on the park, always kicking a ball against the wall. Like that was just my life, and luckily I had brothers that that matched that as well, and we just always wanted to play football.
No, definitely. I think it's a massive thing, me, grassroots football. Obviously, being a coach, and I've got a kid that's going through it now. Yeah. But one of the best quotes I heard was, "You'll always remember playing, but you'll never remember the result." So I think that sticks with me when I'm coaching as well. Like,
it's true that, and that's where you get like the results aren't everything. It's the process that the process that you're in when you're doing it. Do you know what I mean? And that's one thing. Like say when I'm doing my coaching, I'm like, just enjoy what you're doing right now, because it will make you better if you enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, you'll never get better.
100%. Yeah, you can see it with the kids when they come together. Not even at grassroots level, right through to pros. If you enjoy playing with each other and you love football, then
so true.
It's going to make a difference. Just on the Kick On Academy, for anyone that doesn't know, do you want to give us an overview of what it is and why it's set up?
Yeah, so me and my me and my friend, we'd been speaking about it for years, and obviously we're both based in Doncaster, and we sort of saw, it's not a market, but we saw an opportunity to sort of bridge the gap between grassroots and academy football. Yeah. So like, basically, everything that I've learnt from being a kid, from being like your age and whatever, what I learnt through the academy system, and even the grassroots level, I'm trying to bring that into a coaching environment where you get sort of sessions. I mean, I do sessions with the kids that are diluted sessions that I learned from Kieran, the goalie coach here, and other goalkeeper coaches sent me stuff that try this week and see if this works. And we basically set it up to try and bridge that little gap, because obviously I remember going from grassroots to academy and I felt like a rabbit in headlights. Like, it was like, what's the, like, you know, training and it's dead intense, and I'm like, you can still be intense but have fun with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, and that's where, you know, I make sure they celebrate saves, and you know, and my partner Carol does the outfielders, I do the goalkeepers. You know, we make sure it's an enjoyable environment, because we know how serious the environment can get, and you know, you start not realising that you're there to have fun and enjoy it. So like, and we've been there for a sounding board as well for parents. I mean, I spoke to parents, you know, and goalkeepers have probably been getting a little bit of stick, and you know, maybe the grassroots coach might have said something that, you know, they took personally, and I'm like, trust this bit now. Like that the game at the end is the end result. Like that won't, you know, you can only control, but this bit, like all the process of enjoying it, and that will come. Like right now, let's just enjoy it, and let's try and be the best version of ourselves by enjoying it. So we set it up purposely to sort of bridge that gap, and you know, the better ones will go on to have careers in an academy where they, you know, they go and build up through it. But for me and Cal, you know, we love it. It's our little baby. We love growing it, and we love seeing kids, like, you know, we've had kids go to academies and trials and stuff like that, and it's good for us to see.
They're your little wins, aren't
They're the little wins. But even like the grassroots kids that have come in, that they're never going to play an academy level because of whatever reason, either they get scouted or not ever. Like, just seeing them improve and get better and enjoy it, and you know, we're all celebrating saves, and we do like a shooting drill as well quite often, and I've got the keepers stood behind the keepers, and we're just jumping up and down and celebrating. Even in that, like, you'd love our session, Myles. You could do both.
Wait, can I do it?
Yeah.
Where is it? It's in
Doncaster, yeah.
I'll have to bring a session to Salford.
I know, yeah. I've had a few people want to come. If I can do one in Manchester, I'll try and bring one in. 100%.
Yeah. If we get one in Manchester, Doncaster's a bit far for us.
It is a bit far.
It's
a bit far.
Why can't you buy a car and drive me there?
I've got Jamie. Jamie's my driver. Jamie will take you. And with the Kick On Academy, what's sort of the end goal for it? Is it just to keep it going and roll it out?
Yeah, to keep it going. Like I say, I mean, the end goal for me is when the kids get what they want from it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's the end goal. Like, there's no real end goal. There's, you know, we'll just keep building it and building it and building it, and hopefully it becomes a big thing where kids know they want them in a safe environment to go and learn and go and express themselves a little bit, because that's, especially, like, you know, I think there's been massive conversations about teams now no longer express themselves. They play to a structure and this and that, which is right, you should, but so kids like, oh, I've got to enjoy what they're doing, like, you know, the skills and all that. That's 100%. That we all love and love to see.
The last thing you want is to put a kid off playing football because of the pressure at 9 years old.
That's what I mean. Like, last thing you need is that you want more playing football, and it's like, especially now with like gaming and all that, and don't get me wrong, there's a place for the gaming, but like I can never remember being in the house. Yeah, to play football. Do you know what I mean?
Told you.
What?
I was never in the house when I was a kid. You're always on your PlayStation, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Well, I asked you the other day, can we go parking? He said no.
Mate, I appreciate you coming on.
You're very welcome. No, thank you for having me.
No, mate, honestly, and just from us as well, like, never mind everybody else, but like, thanks for making this season what it was. Like, we'll remember this as our first season as proper Salford fans with season tickets and everything, won't we? It's been a top experience.
The fact that you've enjoyed it, though, mate, like, is pleasing for me, and like, when this goes out and the lads hear it, they'll be buzzing with that, because at the end of the day, it's an entertainment industry, and if we're not entertaining, we're doing something wrong. So it's definitely been an entertaining one, that's for sure.
No, 100%. It's the fact everyone makes you feel involved. You know what I mean? Like I say, even the lads coming over and just at the end of the game, you don't get that anywhere. No, I mean, especially in like Premier League level, you're lucky if you bump into them getting in the car. But
yeah, it's hard as well. I know we're just wrapping up, but you know, when you've been beaten and you know you've been beaten badly. I remember just going over. I think what day was it? We got done 5 at Tranmere. We got done 5, and I'm like, it's hard, but you know, I'm like, these guys have. Well, everyone, they've paid the money. Like, you're going to have to go and clap and say thank you for the support, because even then, like, nobody shied away from the challenge that we knew around. Like, still got people clapping you, and I'm like, that's special, that, because you don't get that everywhere. Even, especially with the bigger clubs as well. Like, you know, if you lose 5-0, If you lose 5-0, you're not getting clapped off the pitch. You're not getting, you know what I mean?
100%, yeah.
And that's a little thing like that. You know, you don't really feel the pressure here because you know everyone's in it together. Do you know what I mean?
100%, and we've noticed that. I think that's why we like it so much. You're all right.
Well, right there. Little twitch.
I don't know what happened there. My boy just turned for some reason.
But no, yeah, it's been class, mate, and you know, thanks to yourselves and the players and the staff at Salford that have made us feel proper welcome all the way through the season. Like, we try to get to as many away games as we can, but you play football on Saturdays, so we can't get to all of them. But we've been to a few, haven't we? Good few away days this
What's
year.
been your favourite away day?
Mate, I've won when I've won away.
No, we 0-0 Stockport. We went to
Oh
we
yeah,
went
Stockport
to Accrington.
then. Stockport.
Oh, Accrington was a tough game.
Yeah, I think that was obviously. I know we're wrapping up. I think that was the game where it felt a bit sour. With there was a couple fans and the players were arguing with each other and stuff. But
Yeah.
I think it was more frustration than anything else.
Yeah.
Of everyone just like, no, we're better than this.
Yeah, again, we all shared that frustration.
Yeah.
That, like, you don't mind confrontation when it's done in the right way. When it's done in the right
100%,
way, it brings your club on. And like I say, there's a reason why we've come away from the relegation scrap.
Yeah.
That's because we all share the same goal.
I think the fans appreciate as well. Like the fact, you know, it got a bit hostile for a minute, but people appreciate the fact you still take the time to come over, shake hands, sign autographs. Like,
you know, it's in the right space as well because it means you care. Like if you just walk off and walk away from it, like, you know, you can't accept us being poor. Like I don't expect people used to clap me. I don't expect you to clap me when I've let a howler in. Do you know what I mean? It's Cairns, he should have done better with that. And I appreciate that. Do you know what I mean?
But no, mate, appreciate you coming on. It's been absolutely class.
I've loved it.
Good luck for Saturday. We'll be there anyway, and good luck for the next season.
Thank you.
I'll see what Salford brings. But
Legend. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Cheers, mate. Thanks for having me.
Shawty on the beat.